You didn't work this hard, earn this title, and build this much experience just to feel bored. Welcome to The Boardroom, the podcast for senior leaders who are accomplished, capable, and quietly craving more. I'm Mark, your Chief Career Officer. And every week, we unpack real stories from leaders who have made bold moves. Plus, I'll give you practical strategies to help you take ownership of the next chapter in your career. If you're done drifting and you're ready to move forward with clarity and intention, you are in the right room. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. I have a really important topic that I think is going to be really interesting for a lot of people and might make you a little bit angry because I've been hearing this a lot lately. I hear even senior level executives come to me and go, I don't really know what I want next. And honestly, I don't think that's true all the time. I think that people are being intentionally vague in a lot of situations because when you are vague, you do not have to make decisions. And so people come to me and go like, I want something different. Okay, what does different mean to you? Or, I want to be a better leader. Okay, well, what does better mean to you? What's bad now that needs to become better? Or I want balance in my career. Okay, well, what does balance look like between work and family and all the things that come outside of work? We really need to figure out what the strategic, intentional next step is by being specific. So sometimes it's all about just clarity, questioning what something vague actually means. And so when you're vague, when you are not specific, basically what you're doing is you're keeping all the options on the table, right? You're not specifying, so you're kind of open to everything. You don't have to say no to anything. You don't have to risk being wrong at any point. And so you're really vague. And then whatever happens kind of happens. And that's not taking ownership. So, really, really simple way to deal with this is to keep things um, kind of through looking at things through a specific lens, a specificity test, if you will. So, take anything you say, anything. We talked about, maybe culture, right? I want to grow. I want greater flexibility at work. And I want you to question that. Take it a step deeper, a level deeper to go, okay, if I want better culture in my next job, what does culture look like to you? What does better look like to you? What behaviors might you see? Question that. If you want to grow, what does that mean? Is that a better title? How long do you want to take to get that better title? Is it something that you need to learn? Well, what is it specifically that you need to learn? Do you want maybe more flexibility? Okay, does that look like a specific number of days in the office versus out of the office? Would you like to wake up at 6 a.m. and get off at 2 in the afternoon and have flexibility that way? Is it hours where you want flexibility? You have to be specific. If you can't measure it, then you haven't defined it yet. So make sure that you are specifically defining what it is that's going to get you to that next level, whatever that next level is. So let's think of this as an example. I have a client recently actually who said, I want a more strategic role. I have no idea what that means. A more strategic role means what? Do you have less execution time? Are you having greater influence? Does that mean that you're in the boardroom? Does that mean you're in the C suite? Does that mean you have a bigger team? And so asking all of these questions forces people to go that step deeper, to take the confusion and turn it into a really, really clear target. And so that's what I want you to do with yourself. Question yourself. And don't do this in a way where you're ping ponging ideas around in your head. Honestly, that never ever works. If you try to think your way through to clarity, it will take you a very long time and you will come out frustrated and probably more confused than ever. So here's what you do. Number one, be strategic about it, be intentional about it. Clarity is not something that you just sit and wait for, it is something you create. If you're feeling stuck, there's a really good chance it's not because you don't know what you want, it's because you haven't made yourself get specific. And so I want you to very intentionally get this out of your brain and down on paper. Anytime that you say, I want X, Y, Z, I want blank, you need to write that down. And then underneath it, start asking yourself questions. You might not even have the answers right off the bat, but And ask yourself questions. How does this show up specifically in the workplace, in my job description, in my day to day? So, not just thinking, the clarity is in how you are writing through it, testing your assumptions, having conversations with other people. Don't be vague on purpose. When you get intentional, when you force yourself to really start to think about what might be next, what might this look like, that's going to really hit harder and make it easier for you to walk into something new feeling like you're owning the decision. And so now is the time to start doing this. This is not an exercise that you should put off until tomorrow. I'm intentionally keeping this episode incredibly short because I want you to walk away from this, grab a pen, grab paper, open up a Word document, jump on Google Docs, and I want you to start working on this right now. Because if you don't work on this right now, you're being vague. You're being intentionally vague. You are putting things off. And when you do that, it's on purpose. It will always come back to bite you. So now is the time. Go out there, figure out what specifically the next step looks like for you. Good luck. Reach out if you need me.
Thanks for spending time with me in the boardroom. If today's conversation sparked something for you and you want clarity on what comes next, visit theboardroom.net to book a reset session or to learn about upcoming leadership retreats. Your next move does not have to wait. I'll see you next episode.